So as soon as he calls me and I answer it, I point at you.
Yep.
Go. Come on, kid. All right. Oh.
Hello everyone, my name is Cicely Porter. I'm joining you live from YouTube Live for the first time ever, and I have a really interesting story today. So I'm right outside of McKinley Hall at the University of Notre Dame, where they are discussing something that we use every day on a daily basis, and that is social media. So the whole theme of today was rethinking responsibility. They talked about how social media has been used as a weapon, how it has influenced polarization in America, and how it's hurting democracy. So there was tons of leaders, I think it was around 60 different politicians, scholars, and industry leaders talking about this subject. So right now they're in a closed session, but we did get to go inside for a part of it, and now they're still up there, but we're just kind of giving you a preview of what they talked about earlier, and I will break it all down tonight, but I'm just going to go through my notes and kind of tell you what they were talking about in different subjects. So the first thing they really talked about was how the tech executives have really influenced their own platforms, and how people can join on and have this bias. So there's a thing called algorithm, where whatever you like, it kind of all collects up together and you will see more of the content you like. So this has been kind of a test run. There's no guidelines, no rules. It is all kind of just free for all. So whenever you like something, the apps like Facebook and Instagram will find more posts similar to that, and then they will add it on. And that creates a bias because you're only seeing things that you agree with. And this can really, really influence elections and politics and things like that. And that is dangerous because people are arguing and only seeing one side when you need to see both sides. And that was one of the really big major topics. Then they always talked about how we need to look at this as an in-person problem too. These are problems that are everyday human problems, but they are amplified on social media. So they talk about how they are going to fix it. They're going to have guidelines, they're going to have new rules and make it less biased. They're going to have both sides on the spectrum, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but that was one of the main topics they talked about today. And there was a congressman that was on the panel, and he said that we are letting them off the hook. He's talking about the executives of these huge platforms, these huge social media platforms, saying that we're letting them off the hook. And he's been very passionate about this for a long time, saying that there needs to be change, and there needs to be change now, because like I said, they said that social media is being used as a weapon. They also talked about how it has been used as a weapon in ongoing conflicts around the world, not just in America, around the world, and how they can influence conflicts that are ongoing right now. For example, the Palestine-Israel war, the conflict in Ukraine and Russia. But they really talked about one example in Myanmar. There was an instance where someone was posting fake pictures of Muslims killing Buddhists, and that actually started a genocide. So Facebook caused a genocide, and that is just one example of how dangerous social media can be. So now they are stepping up and trying to come up with this new framework of social media to make it safer, and so people can't be using it for this dark side and create more conflicts. And a little more of a basic everyday problem, there are fights that happen on Facebook through politics, through just things that people don't agree on. So how can we redo the framework of social media to try to civilize it, try to make it less polarized and make it a neutral playing ground? But yeah, they really emphasized how they believe social media could lead to tragedy, and that's what they're trying to avoid in this workshop right now. And they talked about cyber armies, how different countries are creating these groups that are targeting our social media. And I know this has been a huge issue with TikTok in the federal government. You know, TikTok is a national security threat because the owner is Chinese based and they're collecting our data. But they said they're trying to get in front of the problem and try to stop a dangerous situation from happening. And going back to the bias, is this affecting our elections? Are the elections valid? And that is something they also touched on. Go back to my second page. So the congressman also talked about you have to have rules. You have to have rules in everything. Imagine going to the Super Bowl and the referee saying, you know what, both teams, no rules, may the best team win. That's basically what's going on in social media right now. There are no guidelines, no regulations, and for years, I mean, social media has taken off. Technology has made huge strides. AI has gotten huge, but there's not a lot of guidelines that have been created along with the advancements. So that's one thing they really want to focus on, is making these guidelines match up with the technological advances that have happened. We talked about that. So this is going toward the end of the meeting. So there was one study someone mentioned, they were looking at the people who are seeing these AI posts and falling for them, believing that it's true and seeing it and believing it. And it wasn't exactly the people they thought may be behind it. It wasn't uneducated individuals. It was people that were very interested in politics and very interested in conspiracy theories. And that's dangerous too because it's misinformation. So misinformation, distortion, and division were like the main three topics today because they all kind of go with each other and are huge problems on social media. So there is good news. They have plans, and this is what today is all about, is coming up with solutions to these problems that face everyone. So there's something called civic tech, and there are new platforms that are right now in Europe and other countries that are showing really good progress. There are new applications that are more neutral. They don't have that confirmation bias in their posts. The algorithm is pretty straightforward to everyone, very fair, and they're doing very well. And they're seeing less miscommunication. They're seeing true facts from news sources being pushed out onto their news feed rather than fake news. And that is something that they're going to try to get America on. So I did sit down with one of the speakers one-on-one to kind of dig deeper into this. She's a professor of peace studies here at the University of Notre Dame, and she gave some really interesting perspectives and some great insights. So tune in tonight at 5 and 6 to hear a little more from her. But they said that they are working to stop it, and she actually compared it to whack-a-mole right now. She says that the more they try to stop it, the more it comes up. So she was referring to misinformation and fake news. So the more they're trying to get rid of it, the more it's coming up. And I think that goes back to the algorithm. People are liking these posts, and they're getting more of it. So they said the root causes of all of this comes from design, market, and political harm. So tune in tonight at 5 and 6 to learn more about what the panel had to say and how they're working to reshape social media responsibility. Thanks for watching WSBT-22. I'm WSBT.